So that was a small signing I just did. It was indeed a loan, but hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now this is your notary queen with Seamless Notary. That's your girl Paulette. Once again, thank you so much for visiting my channel again. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button below. Please hit the notification bell so of course you get those notifications whenever I put on new videos. This is where I teach you all you need to know on how to become a successful signing agent, and so that you can do signings just like a pro. So let's dive right into it. So today we're going to discuss, what do you do once you receive that very first signing? So you're all set up, you've got all your equipment, you're ready to go, you got a notification on your phone, you accept that notification. So what next? Today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process on how it all works from the moment you receive that signing to the moment that document is being shipped back to the title company or the lender. Now, before accepting a signing, there's some very, very important details that you need to know, all right? Now, you should have set up your equipment already, ready to accept a signing. Now, if you're getting a signing through a signing service, you should have already set up your phone so that you can receive notifications. If you're receiving that signing through a lender or a title company, more than likely they will call you or they will send you an email. They don't do notifications for title. It's only for signing services. So the most important thing to know is that before you accept the signing, make sure you read the instructions. All the instructions will be there pertaining to that loan signing. Now, it's very, very important that you read these instructions on the signing offer before you accept that signing. Absolutely crucial. Number one, you want to make sure that you take a note of the location. Make sure it's in a zip code that you cover. You don't want to mistakenly accept a signing that is 3 hours away from you for $50. So make sure you check that location. Make sure also that you check the time. Ensure that the time is somewhere in your schedule where you can accommodate that signing comfortably and give yourself enough time. Make sure you look at the type of signing. Maybe you're more comfortable doing a seller package since you're new, or maybe you're more comfortable doing a refinance. So make sure you look at the type of signing, because this is also listed on the instructions in the signing offer. Also, make sure you ensure if there are weaknesses that are required on the instructions. Sometimes these signing services require you to provide a witness at an additional cost. Now, you want to make sure that you're able to do so before you accept that signing. Now, this is just to ensure that you can complete the signing in a very, very efficient manner. You will also need to read the instruction on the loan offer to ensure that this is something that you will be able to accomplish. So make sure you do that. Once you have read all of the instruction, the next thing is to check on the bottom of the offer. You're going to have two boxes, one in green, one in red. If you have read through all of this and realize that you can complete this offer in a timely manner, you can go ahead and check that green box, which tells the signing services that you will be available. All right. Or you can check the one in the red, telling them that you will not be available. Now, if it's a situation where the signing is coming directly from the lender, you also want to make sure that you confirm this information as well. They probably would have sent this information to you through email or on the phone. But of course, you want to make sure that you confirm as well the client's name. You want to confirm the location. You want to confirm how many people will be executing the documents, and also if there will be witnesses. You want to make sure you do that. Now, once you do that, now it's your time to confirm with the signer. All right, it's very important. You're also going to call the signer up. You're going to introduce yourself real nicely in a very professional manner. Let them know who you are and let them know the name of the lender or the signing service that you are representing. Confirm their names, confirm the time, confirm also the address, and make sure when you're confirming the address to ensure whether or not you will need a gate code to enter the property. A lot of times these properties are located in gated communities, especially here in Florida, especially in South Florida. You want to ensure that you will have easy access pretty sure they have no problems. They will readily give you their gate code, but sometimes they forget. So it's always important for you to ask whether or not you need a gate code to get in. All right, so that's very, very important. Now, also, you want to make sure that they will have a witness if a witness is required. A lot of times, the signer will provide a witness, so find out from the signer whether or not they will have one available. If not, you will need to reach out to a title company. You will need to reach out to the signing service to let them know whether or not a witness will be available. If not, a lot of times they will ask you to accommodate a witness for an extra fee. But it's important for you to let them be aware whether or not a witness will be provided, because it's very, very important to have that person at hand for a lot of documents that do need witnesses here in Florida. So now that you have confirmed the signing, voila, it's almost time to execute your loan package. But before you can do that, you have to make sure that you download the documents. After that, you are going to review them. Make sure you review them before you print them. Make sure you review them. Make sure the name matches the name that you have gotten from the title. Make sure the name matches the name that you have gotten from the signers before you print. Then you want to ensure that your printer has the correct setting before you print. You also want to make sure that your printer is set up to print legal size and letter size. Most of these documents, as I have said in a lot of my other videos, they come in mixed sizes. They're legal and letter. So you have to be able to print these mixed sizes unless you're otherwise instructed. So make sure that your printer is set up so you can print these appropriately. Once you review that loan package, now it's time to print. You are going to print 2 copies of the documents. You're going to print one to be executed at the signing table, and the other copy will be left behind with the borrower. So make sure you print both copies. Print the entire package, guys. All right. Now, once you do that, now it's time for you to review the package. So you're going to take some time out, go through the package, make sure the name corresponds to what you have been given from the title company or the signing service. Make sure it corresponds with the name that you confirm with the signer. And the reason for this is because if the name is misspelled, the loan signing cannot occur. All right. It cannot be closed with the wrong name. So just make sure that you communicate with the lender, with the signing service, with the title company in the event you realize that the name is incorrect. All right. This will save you some time. This is also the perfect time to use your sticky notes. Make sure you put those sticky notes on those signature lines so you don't miss a signature. All right. You do not want to miss a signature on your first signing. You want to make that first impression. So use up those sticky notes, look for all the signature lines, make sure you put them there, all right, so you don't miss any signatures. So you can have a flawless one and look like a pro on your very first go. So now that you went through the documents and everything looks good, it's ready to hit that signing table. So you want to make sure that your notary bag is packed with all your essential tools that you will need, all your supplies. You want to make sure you have your notary journal. Many states do require that you have a notary journal where you will document all your notarizations. All right. It's not a requirement here in Florida, but it's a recommendation. So make sure you have it. Also, make sure you have your notary stamp or your notary seal. Make sure you have that in your bag. Make sure you have your pens, blue or black. Lenders are very specific on what color they want. Some want blue, some want black. The majority of the lenders, they do require blue, but there are a small percentage of lenders that will allow black. So make sure you have both on hand. Another thing you want to make sure you may want to have a copy of the confirmation with you that you receive from your title, your signing service. Make sure you have that. Also the instructions. You can also print that out. Make sure you have it as well so you can double check while at the signing, just to make sure that you do not miss anything. So make sure you have all of those in place. Once you get to the signing, you want to be as professional as you can be. You want to make these signers feel comfortable. All right. This is a major transaction that they are completing. A lot of times you are the only face that they will see. So you are the one that's representing the lender. So make sure you make them feel comfortable. First, you want to introduce yourself. I would assume that you would have dressed professional. Make sure you do that. You introduce yourself, and before you even commence the signing, you want to make sure that you look at the ID. All right. First and foremost, sometimes the lenders do require that you send two copies, two different types of IDs back. So we'll have two copies, one of each back with the document. Sometimes they ask for one, but you just have to make sure that you properly identify these people. Make sure the name correspond with the name on the document. The name on the ID correspond with the name on the document. Make sure that they, at least look like the person that you're seeing in front of you. So make sure that is done. That's very important, that you verify these people's identity, because you are the ears, you are the eyes of the lender when you're at the signing table. So make sure you do that. Now that you have done that, you realize that you have the right people in front of you. Now, before I get into that, make sure if they do not have valid IDs, you cannot proceed with the closing. All right, you have to, one of your job is to be able to verify these IDs. And if you cannot verify the ID, then you cannot proceed. You will have to call the lender, call the signing service, and let them know what has transpired, and they will tell you how to proceed moving forward. Now, as a notary, it is your responsibility to ensure that the person in front of you is the same person on the ID, is the same person that will be executing the documents. It's your responsibility, all right? So do not let a lender or a title company force you to accept an ID that you think, is not valid. Sometimes they will do that because the burden will come back on you. So you have to make sure that you're going to tell them, no, this is not a valid ID and I will not proceed. So make sure you have an eye out for that. Now, once you have go through the documents, everything is fine, everything looks good with the ID. Now it's time to go through the signing process. It's very simple. You're going to simply briefly explain each document. You cannot go into details. You cannot give legal advice. You cannot talk about the rates. You cannot tell them whether or not their rate is too high or too low. You just cannot give your opinion on any of the numbers. Your job there is just to summarize the documents briefly. You can read back whatever is on the document. You can read that back to them, but you just cannot put your twist on it. All right, just briefly explain the document to them. Now you're going to watch out for all those missed signatures, because you don't want to miss any signatures. You don't want to miss any initials. So your job is to make sure that you're focused on those so you don't miss any. Now, another thing, you just got to be patient with these people. Sometimes they're older folks. Sometimes they're younger folks. It all depends. It'll take a little time to sign, but just exercise some patience with them and properly guide them through the execution of the documents. Make sure your notarial certificates are completed correctly. Make sure it has the correct date. Make sure the stamps are at the right place. Make sure your signature is in place. Make sure it has the correct county and as well as the correct state. So make sure you look out for all of those things. Make sure if you have to insert the signer's name into your notarial certificate, make sure you do that as well. It's very, very important that your notarial certificates are done properly. Now that all that is done, you've completed the signings. Now it's time to double check. I said double check, triple check. If you have to check a fourth time, make sure you do it. All right. So double check the documents. Make sure that you did not miss any signatures, because any errors on these documents can cause a huge delay, and you don't want that to happen. All right. Not especially in your first signing. You don't want that, right? So make sure you double check, you triple check your work. Just spend that few minutes to do that, because that can prevent some major headaches. So yeah, you have completed a signing, but you're not done yet. You still have a little work to do. All right. So once you have completed the signing, typically within an hour or so, up to an hour, they want you to update the signing. So you are going to go into your app and you're going to update that signing and let them know briefly if the signing went successful, if there was any major issues at the table. And I forgot to mention, if there are any issues at the table, sometimes you will come across a come across some client who were not comfortable with the numbers, and they don't want to sign, or they have some issues with some of the documents. Very simple. You're gonna have numbers in your instructions to call. You would just call the title company, call the signing service, and they'll instruct you as to what to do. All right, I forgot to mention that. But now that you have completed the signing, now you are going to update that app, let them know the signing was successfully completed. So once you do that, now sometimes you have some signing service that will give you some time to scan the documents and have them review it before you can drop them at FedEx. All right, so once you update them, close the app out, let them know that you have completed the signing. The next thing to do is to scan the documents back if scans are included, because sometimes a lot of documents you don't need to scan back. But if you have to scan, the next step would be to scan. You get home, you use a scanner, you scan them back. Or if you have a scanner in your car, it's pretty easy. I used to have a scanner in my car, so I would just scan them right there from my car. But if not, you go home, you scan the documents back. Once you scan them back, now it's time to ship them off. All right, you're going to package the documents, whether it's FedEx or UPS. They will always provide that label for you, so you will know if the document is going back to FedEx or it's going back to UPS. You package that document, make sure you locate a FedEx location or a UPS location. Do not use a drop box. They hate for you to use Walgreens and these places. They want you to go to a place where you'll be able to get a receipt. And if anything happens, if that package delayed, at least you have that receipt to show that, yes, you dropped this package off. Places like Walgreens and these places, they do not give you a receipt. So it's hard for you to convince them that you did drop the document off because you do not have one. So that's why you want to make sure that you go to one of these FedEx location, UPS location, instead of using a drop box. Go to the location, get a receipt, and then you ship the documents off. They should get it. If it's a weekday, they will get it the following day. If it's a weekend, they typically get it on a Monday. And voila! You have completed your first signing. Congratulations. See, it's pretty easy. It may sound like a lot in this video, but it's pretty simple. Typically, a signing may take, if it's a small sign, it can take 30 minutes, but the most an hour, 30 minutes to an hour to complete a signing. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this video. And if you think this was of any value to you, or if you have learned anything from this video, don't forget to leave in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to hear more tips or more step-by-step process and more notary tips and strategies, don't forget also to put it in the comments so I can provide that for you. All right, just remember to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, so of course I can bring you more tips and strategies on how you can become the best loan signing agent and be a pro, because I am one and I can teach you how to become one. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye.